All right, a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to Night Moves here for Thursday, February 26th. Thank you for joining me here on the show as we preview sports betting action here for Thursday, February 26th. I'm going to cover the NBA, NHL, and a few games in college basketball. It won't be that many, to be honest with you. Look, a lot's kind of been determined here. We're going to decide a few conference championships here, and not a lot with terms of teams on the bubble, but we'll preview some of the action here on Night Moves here tonight, but mostly look at the NBA and NHL here for our card. We had a nice time last night with Justin picking some winners here on the show on Night Moves last night. We had some winners here, and we had some news in the NBA, some of the results in the NBA last night. Let me get those to you here as we prepare for the show here, get some people rolling in here, hopefully here. It's only slightly after midnight here in Las Vegas, so thanks for coming in here. All right. Justin brought home those winners last night for sure with us on the show, including last night. You had winners here with, get this straight here, the Milwaukee Bucks there plus the points against Cleveland for the Bucks. The big move was on the Bucks there last night, moved from 7.5 to 3, and the Bucks came through there with flying colors last night. I had some winners on the show here as well. Had the over with the Warriors and the Grizzlies. Justin and I nailed that one as he had the Warriors on the road to paste the Grizzlies there last night. The big one was Oklahoma City and Detroit. Detroit came back. They didn't cover the final number there. Justin gave it to you last night. The line was kind of going up, and went all the way up to 10.5 there in the end. Eventually, we talked about on the show last night, though, and that's the key of getting the plays in early. Justin was giving you 7.5 there last night. Went all the way up to 10.5. Thunder eventually got the money on the closing line. Also brought your winner home here last night on the Night Move show. There with, I think Justin had the over in the game between the Kings and the Rockets there. It did go over there in that one. And then late night, we did see the Nuggets really stop Boston there. Boston get a little tired on this road trip. They've been doing so well here, but the Nuggets kind of beat them up there 103-84. So some of the action there in the NBA last night. And also college basketball results here from Wednesday. We did see some significant games, including Connecticut and St. John's. Where you walk away with a couple of winners with Justin and I there last night. Justin gave you Connecticut there, and I said go under. Well, what happened? 72-40 in a noteworthy performance. The teams are now tied in the loss column atop the Big East standings, but UConn looks the best as they've won here avenged their 81-72 defeat at St. John's 3 weeks ago. St. John's had won 13 in a row. Their last loss came nearly 2 months ago, but St. John's shot an epic 19.6% from the floor, lowest point total for Patino there with St. John's 72-40. Connecticut totally dominated that game in a big time under there. We brought it to you here on Night Moves. Also, Florida over Texas, 84-71. Longhorns led by 3 at halftime and still led with just over 7 minutes to play. But Florida wins their 8th in a row, 17 of their last 19. They're trying to join the ranks there at the top 4 teams in the country. Vanderbilt over Georgia, 88-80. Vandy never trailed in that one. And good season for the Commodores still. I know we're thinking that them as kind of elite, but no problem there. They're 9-6 in the SEC. That's pretty good for Vanderbilt comparatively over the years. We know they're a big powerhouse nowadays. But LSU over Ole Miss in the game of the night, 106-99. LSU didn't lead at all in the second half or the first overtime until they finally took the lead late in the second overtime as LSU snapped a 5-game losing streak, and Ole Miss lost for the 10th game in a row there. In that one with LSU and Ole Miss. Say I gave you the over here on the show last night on Night Moves. Also, DePaul beat Creighton on the road. Creighton led at halftime. DePaul gets another nice win this season as they knocked off Creighton there. Talk about teams that are doing things they never do. DePaul, 8 league wins. They haven't done that in nearly 20 years as Creighton's lost 7 of 9 in Arkansas over Texas A&M. In a good one last night, it was 99-84. Arkansas got the win over A&M in that one. San Diego State won late night. They kind of crushed Utah State as they're still trying to get the regular season conference title as San Diego State built a lead over 20 points. They were pounding the ball in the paint on those guys. Told you here. San Diego State gets the win there last night. They hit 7 threes midway through the game. You don't see that from them, and they're able to get the win there in the Mountain West. All right. And some NHL quickly, some NHL results from the show last night. We definitely picked a few winners here on the show, on Night Moves here last night, including, let me see, we had it here with, trying to think here who it was, Anaheim Ducks. Oh, yeah, I want to talk about this game for sure. What a game last night. Anaheim Ducks win 6-5 over Edmonton in a wild one. Goes way over the total there last night. A wild one. Hey, for the first few games, we weren't seeing any goals, and most of the games went under last night, but not the game between Edmonton and Anaheim here last night as Anaheim crushed their 4 goals in the third period to get that win there yesterday by the score of 6-5. All right, we're going to say hello to the folks in the chat and get the show going. We got enough of you in here. All right now, I think with a dozen of you, I'd like to have some more, but we'll get ready to go with the show here and say hello to the folks joining us here. The chat pros. Let's see here who is with us. And we'll see. Mr. Weskers is here today. There's Tim as well. And Mr. Weskers, he is ready for that NBA coverage. I will say this. We've kicked 2 games to the curb because of the heavy hockey. And, you just got 2 games where, Pelicans and Jazz, Kings and Mavericks, adios. We're not going to see them in the show today, but we'll still look at all the NHL games because everyone's still alive in those games. And, well, like I said, I've got 4 college basketball games. That's all I got. All right. LA Shack here. He still likes St. John's to win the conference there. Man, that was a big blow there last night. Look, it's I'm not saying it's not important one way or the other to win the Big East Conference. Certainly, I mean, still those teams are going to be invited here to the postseason, but they're not done yet. You're right. I mean, Connecticut with the half game lead, but still, a few games to play here, a couple of games left for uh, Connecticut here. They host Seton Hall and are at Marquette. Certainly winnable games. And for St. John's, they have 3 left: Villanova, Georgetown, and Seton Hall. They should be favored in all 3 of those games, but they'll have to win them all, most likely. All right, Jermaine is in here as well. There's L.A. Shack. He said it was basically a pick 'em still to win the division now, or it is now, I think he says there. With the way things are going on, feels like it might be a tie. I don't. All right. See here, Jermaine says we got the winners. I think he says we've got the winners here on Night Moves. I think that's what Jermaine's saying in there. Hello to Andrew K here in the chat today. And let's see what else. Is that it? Power Critters here as well. And LA Shack ready to get that. We'll see. The bet, I would think the bet, though, would probably be not involved with a tiebreaker there. I don't know. All right, that's going to do it for the preview. I'm ready to go here. I'm ready to get to the games here. We got so many of them to cover, actually, especially here in the NHL today. And I'll be running solo here, so let's get to it. Check out the action here on Thursday. Get ready in the chat, you guys, and I want to hear from you. We're going to start it off with the Miami Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. NBA action here for Thursday. Sixers here favored by 1.5. Total 240 in this one. Pardon me, gang. Okay, I think I'm ready. All right, here we go. Heat taking on the Sixers here. Sixers with a couple of wins in a row right now, 32-26. Coming into this one, Sixers wins over Minnesota and Indiana. They did lose a couple out of the break here, but the Sixers 19-13 against the spread. As a favorite here, 13-17 against the spread at home. Miami 19-11 against the spread on the road, 17-10 against the spread as an underdog here. Miami's 5-1 against the spread, and also have won 5 straight meetings between these two teams overall. Philadelphia is just 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. Kind of matchup dominance here, feels like, for the Heat right now, and they're getting a couple of points here from Philly. I know the Heat look like they've been inconsistent here on the road of late after losing that last game to Milwaukee, 128-117 as a 6.5 point favorite, but they had won 3 in a row before that. Let me hear from you in the chat and tell me what you have here in this one on Thursday between the Heat and the Sixers. Philly's games are trending over. They've gone under in 5 of 6 and 10 of their last 15 at home. I know it's a high total, but to me, it kind of feels like maybe this would be an over between these two teams, even if Miami does have a little bit of a under trends on the road. Still 16-12 to the over as a dog. Philadelphia 18-14 to the over as a favorite here. Scoreboard's down. All right, let me get your plays in the chat here. And I'm going to hear from you. Okay. Mr. Weskers will take the Sixers to start it off. Jermaine's got Edgecombe here. 9.5 rebounds and assists. His last 10, or one in last 10 under four straight at home with Embiid in the lineup. I hope I got that right. Spolstra's 20-7 against the spread off a loss. Wow. So I guess that would mean the Heat are. All right. I'm going to take the Miami Heat. I like the Heat to win this one on the road. Give me Miami here to start us off. So I try to not appear so unconfident, just have my notes kind of in the wrong place here to start the show. So, all right. Appreciate that. Make sure we get this just perfect. Okay. I'm going to take the Heat on the road in this one. Next up, the Hornets here are at the Pacers. Hey, we're still following the Hornets here. We're not getting rid of the Hornets just yet. We're getting rid of a few teams here today, but I don't think I'm quite ready to get rid of the Hornets just yet. 3 games back of Miami here currently. Look, the Pacers are toast, and you have the Hornets. Can you believe it? I mean, they're favored by 12.5 here. Now, look, I'm tired of fooling around here. I'm pretty much going to fade every tankathon team, it feels like, at this point. It really feels like, I've already gotten burned on a couple, just thinking maybe one more effort out of a team not going to the playoffs, but it doesn't feel like it right now, man. I'm willing to go against all these teams. 12.5 is going to be dicey here for sure. I mean, who wants to lay a dozen points with this? As good as they've been, right? As good as Charlotte has been here. And they're back to winning, too, don't forget. They've won 2 straight over Chicago and Washington. They've covered every game here out of the break, and they were hot covering the spread before that. They've covered 5 straight here. They've won 12 of 15. They've covered 4 of the last 6 against the Pacers. Indiana's just 2-8 straight up in their last 10 games, 1-4 against the spread in their last 5. Indiana's gone over in 5 straight at home and over in 5 of their last 6 overall, but they've lost and failed 4 straight games here out of the break. Not only are they not winning, but they're not covering. They just lost to the Sixers at home here by 21 points a couple of nights ago. For their 4th straight loss and non-cover. Charlotte's covered 9 of 10. They're 20-11 against the spread on the road, 11-6 against the spread as a favorite. I know it's 12.5 points, but I'm laying it here with the Charlotte Hornets on the road here on Night Moves. See if you guys have this one going the Charlotte's way. Or look, the Pacers have won the last 3 meetings actually straight up between the 2 teams. I mentioned, yes, Charlotte is 4-2 against the spread, but that's because they covered a game there against Indiana, getting 15 points last season. This season, Indiana won at home, 127-118, and they also won at Charlotte, 114-112 as a 4.5-point dog. But I'm tired of it. I'm not going into the tankathon teams at all, and I'm usually not that type of guy, but I just can't lay off of it right now. I'm taking the Hornets to crush them on the road. All right, here we go with Mr. Weskers is on the Pacers here. And Jermaine says Hornets team total over in this one. Jermaine says Pacers here gave 135 and 134 last to the Hornets. Last 2 put up a lot of points. I'm going to take the Hornets in this one. Next up, the Rockets are at the Magic here. NBA action for Thursday night. In this one, you got the Rockets favored on the road by 2.5 here. Total 216. We're going low. It feels like here with the Rockets and the Magic here in this one. Yes, Rockets are favored on the road right now. For the Rockets, their situation is pretty cut and dried right now. I mean, they're sitting there tied with the Nuggets for third place here at this point and doing pretty well. They're not going to catch the Spurs, so it's just a matter of staying in third or at least fourth place. Timberwolves are one back of those teams for the fourth spot, and the Lakers are two back. They're currently in sixth place. Both teams come in here having looked good in their last two games. Houston with wins over Utah and Sacramento. Weak teams, but they covered a big spread against both of them. For Orlando here, off a couple of wins as well in their trip to LA, and now they return back home. They ended up 3-1 straight up and 4-0 against the spread in their 4-game West Coast road trip to start the second half of the season here. Pretty nice job, actually, by Orlando. The Rockets are just 21-30 against the spread as a favorite. Orlando here, 13-15 against the spread at home. However, Orlando here comes in having won 6 of their last 8 and covered 5 of their last 6. Houston's won 5 of their last 7. They've beaten Orlando in 4 of the last 5 meetings, and they've won 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Orlando here has gone over in 4 of their last 5 games at home, and 5 of the last 7 games between the two teams have gone over here. But man, you see a 216 here, and your mind starts thinking, what's going on with this when these totals are, I want to say, a little bit low. This is a low total, I think, of the night here in this one. Houston's 22-29 to the under as a favorite, but Orlando is 10-8 to the over as a dog here. Houston, even with Orlando's recent over trend at home, I think 216. I think the defensive profile of this game wins out for me. They did meet back in November. It was 117 to 113. That went well over at 230 as Houston won at home, but they did not cover in that one. You got to think Orlando's got some nice form here lately. I mean, they're getting a lot of points here. And like we said, I mean, we're talking about the El Tancos here, the teams to go against. That's not Orlando. Orlando is battling for their playoff spot, and they're looking good. They're well clear here. 3.5 games of the Hawks, who are in 9th. The Heat are in 8th place. So I think Orlando continues to play well, look pretty good here. I'm going to take the under in this one between Houston and Orlando. But, man, I think this is a spot maybe Orlando could get one here. I wish they wish they were getting more. I guess that's kind of let's see here. What do you guys have in this one? Hornets for LA Shack. I think I asked before. Did I get it right, or is it Last Shack? Is it a play on Peter Lowe Shack? Let me know, LA Shack. I think I want to say La Shack because it's easier. I'm so lazy, I don't even want to say LA. But you know what? I want to give respect to LA. If it's LA Shack, could be like Shaquille O'Neal. Let me know, LA Shack or La Shack. Thanks for being a member of the chat pros in there right now. All right, let's see here. Jermaine's got some prop action there with KD. Says 25 points plus their averages 30 versus the East, 30 on the back-to-back, and he's also averaging 34 on the back-to-back. Oh, I got that right. I think he's saying he averages enough on the back-to-back versus the East and overall. All right. Yeah, okay, La Shack. I'm going to say La Shack, I think. Oh, I hope I got it right still. La Shack. Thank you. Okay, we're moving along here. Like I said, we're dumping 2 games here tonight in the NBA previews. We've reached that time of year. Spurs and Nets here. And, we got Spurs here favored by, 13.5. Again, this is El Tanco City here with the Spurs on the road. Look, Brooklyn, they're really in a deep spell. They're not even trying out there, it looks like, at this point. They haven't covered out of the break yet. 0-4 here out of the break. 0-4 against the spread for Brooklyn. These teams are so bad. This is the worst Tankathon has ever been, I think, right now. I was in denial there a little bit. For San Antonio, they've big long winning streak here right now. They've covered 8 of their last 10 games overall. They did fail against Toronto there last night. That's something to consider, that you do have the Spurs here on the back-to-back with that game last night, 110 to 107. They did win, did not cover in that one. I really thought they would. Toronto did a nice job there. San Antonio 8-2 against the spread, their last 10. Brooklyn, like I said, hadn't covered out of the break. They are at least 14-14 ATS at home, but who wants that? San Antonio's over in 6 of their last 9. Brooklyn's over in 6 of their last 9. These two teams have gone under in 4 of their last 6 meetings. You know what? San Antonio 13-19 to the under, 17-24 to the under as a favorite here, but I'm not going to mess around here. I've got the San Antonio Spurs and another blowout here in this one. Give me the Spurs. You don't even need to, my picks are plain as day. All right. Okay, Shaq. That's even easier. Why not? Jermaine there, let's see. I think he was talking about KD back there. I'm going to take the Spurs here. I don't want any part of these tanking teams. I'll sit here and say I made a mistake on these right now. But after the first couple of games here where I tried to go, look, this is one where the algorithm pops off, right? I mean, the send out line is well below this number here. Let me see here. There was some send outs on this one, even in closer to 9.5 single digits. I mean, these are way in advanced numbers, but when you start to see this right now, I'm going to go ahead and take the Spurs here in this one. Okay, Wizards and Hawks. We got same deal here. The Hawks, they're going to be the next ones out, it feels like, of the show here, but they're still hanging on. They're 2.5 back currently of the Heat, so they are certainly alive here right now. The Wizards, not so much. They're 14 games, and they're done. So another tankathon game here with a team that is hungry to win with the Atlanta Hawks. They've looked pretty good here over the last 2 games with wins over Washington and Brooklyn. Oh, well, they beat them. They beat Washington there 2 nights ago, 119-98 right here at home. Now, you might want to try the revenge factor. I don't. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Hawks. A brief, quick handicap here. Still just fading the tankathon teams right now. Hawks 11.5, 234. I'm going to take the Hawks here. The Hawks are 10-3 straight up last 13 at home against Washington, and Washington just 1-4 ATS the last 5 games against the Hawks overall. Hawks Washington 2-5 against the spread in their last 7. Washington's gone over in 8 of its last 11. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone over here, but Atlanta has gone under in 5 straight and under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. Hawks have won 2 of the 3 meetings so far this season. First 2 meetings did go under. The last one here, like I said the other night, was 119-98 for 217 points, and the total was 236. Why would you have the same type of game, I would think here? I'm just going to take the Hawks here again. Lay a bunch of points here in this one. Give me the Hawks. All right, let's see here. I think Jermaine's got some props in here. Thank you, Jermaine. I'll keep it moving right now with Trailblazers and Bulls NBA action here for Thursday. Look at this one, you got to respect that the Blazers here are still in contention, right? And they're on the road. The Bulls, I don't think they can make up this 7-game difference. They obviously don't have no intent in doing so. They played so poorly here also out of the break right now. They did get a cover the other night, hung in there against the Knicks at home. But here come the Blazers off of a loss to Minnesota, but they did cover in that one. And they also beat Phoenix before that. Now, It might not be quite the same because Portland right now is sitting on the outside looking in, so they're not in the playoffs, but they're still trying to chase down the Warriors. They're 3 games back here currently. They're tied with the Clippers, so they have to outpace them and still catch them. But hey, they're still alive here. And the Bulls, they're pretty much toast. Bulls here with the loss last time to Charlotte, 131-99. Bulls have gone just 1-9 against the spread their last 10 games overall. They've thrown in the towel. For the Portland Trailblazers here, they've come in covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, despite the fact they've lost 7 of the last 8 to Chicago. But I think we're willing to throw that out right now. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Portland's gone over in 9 of their last 10 games here. Chicago's gone over in 6 of their last 9. Portland is 18-6 to the over as a favorite here. I figure the Bulls probably going to give up a ton of points here, I would think, to the Blazers at this time. The last meeting between the two teams in this back in November was 122-121. Chicago did win it on the road, but didn't cover. Portland actually got the money in that one. I'm going to take the Portland Trailblazers and lay 4 points here. I think it's easy to see what teams I'm taking here. All right, next up. Well, the Lakers and Suns give us at least a dilemma here with the 2 teams here in the playoff chase. The Lakers are feeling pretty good here in 6th place. Looks like they're in. The Suns are doing a good job. Looks like they'll make it as well, but both teams come in here off of a couple of losses, so got to be careful here. The Suns have not really played well out of the break at all. They only have 1 win to show for the 4 games so far, and they did not cover in the other 3 games as an underdog. So they failed to cover as a favorite in 1, and then they lost as an underdog and did not cover. Lakers here, same deal. They've lost 2 straight to Boston and Orlando, and they've failed to cover in all 3 games out of the break here so far. Like I said, both teams kind of in the playoff chase here right now. The Suns have had, certainly some injury woes here out of the break right now, and that's kind of been what's been affecting them for the most part here. With Booker out, Brooks is out with that hand injury right now. But for the Lakers here, let's see, Hachimura is questionable. Hayes is probable. Here, look, the Lakers might end up taking some games off here if they can't improve their position here. You'd like to get to 4th place, but they're going to be stuck here in the bottom 4 probably. I'm going to take in this one the Phoenix Suns, getting the points here in this one against the Lakers. I'm going to take Phoenix in this one. Right, nothing from the chat there. I hope nothing. There were some shows today that was having problems with YouTube chats. Comments weren't showing up. YouTube even admitted that some people were typing in the chat, and the chat was translating everything into Spanish. Okay, one more here in the NBA with the Timberwolves taking on the Clippers here in this one. You've got Minnesota on the road here, favored by 5.5. Important game here. Clippers' backs are kind of to the wall here a little bit. They need to win, and they need to win now. There's 25 games left here in the regular season. They're currently 3 games back of the Warriors. There's time, but they've got the Blazers with them as well. So they've got to, pass, keep fighting with the Blazers, and then somehow pass the Warriors as well. Now, they're the team with the momentum, it feels like, of the 3 teams. Trailblazers have looked good too, but the Clippers are obviously a little bit better of a team, it feels like here. So pretty important game here for the Clippers. It'd be nice if they could show up to this one. Timberwolves been playing pretty good as well. They just beat Portland 124-121 on the road, although so far out of the break, the Wolves are 0-3 against the spread. Clippers at least covered their first two. They beat Denver, covered against the Lakers, although they threw in a clunker there as they lost to the Magic. Clippers are still 18-12 against the spread as an underdog. Timberwolves are 19-29 against the spread as a favorite here. I'll go to the total in this one. I give out a lot of sides here. I know I usually give out totals in the NBA, but I'll go to the total here in this one, and I'm going to take the under here with the Clippers and the Timberwolves in this one on Thursday night. For the Clippers here, they've gone under in 5 straight meetings with the Timberwolves right now. Clippers mostly trending over here, but I'm going to go under in this one. In fact, this series, not only is it 5 straight unders, but I believe, let me get the number here. I got it here. I want to say it's 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Let me see if I got that here. Maybe even more here. Last 10 meetings, 9 of the last 10 meetings have been under this particular total of 227. So give me the under here in this one with the Wolves and the Clippers, and that's the NBA. All right. Okay, Jermaine's rooting for Ben Mathurin in there, and he's got some prop action on green. And Shaq saying in there, Lakers here. He says, with the Suns in taking the Suns here. Look, maybe the Lakers. The Suns have not looked that great out of the break here in the second half, and they're going to need to get Booker going and healthy if they're going to keep the pursuit up right now. But it does feel like, I don't know, Shaq. It did feel a little bit like the media was trying to bait them into, do they really have to talk about the end game sequence there, and can't they just go along? But it does feel like it's total Lakers, right? I mean, this is what they do. This is what they do. This is what the whole episode has been about lately, right? With what's been going on in the organization and the communication in the organization. Man, it's really slipped. But all right, that's it for the NBA segment here. And let's go into college basketball here right now. I've got, I think, 4 games, and that's it. I know it's a big card, but what games are really to me? I want to look at. Hey, we can look at them all, I guess, but there's just not a whole lot of games with significance here at this point. Yeah, there's some conference championships to be determined. We'll look at a few of those, but let's get into it with just a few games here. I'm going to go to the extra board first and look at one of the best mid-major extra board teams here with High Point taking on Presbyterian here. High Point's had pretty great season here. They're going to probably win they are going to win the conference championship here. They're favored by 10.5 over Presbyterian here on Thursday. Okay, let's take a look at the standings here right now. In the Big South, High Point comes in here winning 10 straight games overall, but they lead by just 1.5 games over Winthrop right now. So we still have a championship to be determined here. High Point currently at 14-1. This is their final game of the season, so they can clinch at least a tie with the win. Winthrop has 2 games left here. They play Charleston Southern tonight, and then they play Presbyterian on Saturday. They should win both those as well, so the 2 teams could finish tied atop the standings, but still for High Point here, favored by 10.5 in this one against Presby, total 150. High Point, both these teams really could put up some points here, but High Point especially could put up a pretty big number here. Whether or not they can cover 10.5, I mean, they need Yeah, they do want to win this game. It's still going to come down to the conference tournament. Unfortunately, only one of those teams is going to make it into the NCAA tournament. They're not going to invite the second place team from this conference here anyway. So, see what you have here in this one. High Point's on a roll, but they're just 1-4 in their last 5 games against Presbyterian. They've defeated them, though, however, in 8 straight games. So same, what it usually is here with these two is High Point is favored by too many points, and Presby still gets the cover. Presby's 7-7 in conference play, 14-15 straight up coming into this one. Presbyterian having a pretty good season at home. They're 10-2 in their last 12 games at home overall, although at home just 2-11 straight up against a High Point at home. We know High Point's the better team here. Presby just 2-4 ATS in their last 6 games overall. High Point's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games. Coming into this one, Presbyterian's gone over in 9 of their last 12 coming into this ball game. So Presbyterian is in here off of a loss last time out, 76-74 to Upstate. It was a pick'em game in that one. Still Presbyterian 7-4 against the spread at home. High Point's 8-2 to the over on the road, 18-9 to the over as a favorite. Presbyterian does trend to under as an underdog, but I'm going over here in this one at 150 with High Point and Presbyterian. Give me the over in this one. Next up, we go to the Big Ten here with Michigan State and Purdue. Certainly got to look at this one. The game of the night here with Sparty on the road. They're going to be an underdog here to the Boilers. Purdue favored by 7.5, total 142.5. Michigan State comes in here off of a couple of wins over UCLA and Ohio State at home. They didn't cover against the Buckeyes, but they did win by 6. Purdue comes in here off of a win over Indiana. They smashed them 93-64. It is 11.5 point favorite coming off that loss to Michigan. For Purdue, they're just 6-11 against the spread at home. Michigan State comes in here 1-3 to the under as a dog. Purdue 10-7 to the over as a favorite. These two teams met let's see here. About 1 year ago, about 53 weeks ago, Michigan State won. 75-66 at home is a 3.5 point favorite, snapping a losing streak to Purdue. Purdue had won several in a row over Michigan State, but finally Michigan State did beat them last time out. Michigan State is, despite losing several games to Purdue of late, they're still 6-1 against the spread against the Boilermakers. Michigan State's just 2-5 ATS in their last 7 overall. However, they've won 14 of their last 18. Purdue's won 5 of their last 6, but Purdue just 4-9 against the spread in their last 13 games overall. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone under here. I'm going to take Michigan State here plus the points in this one. Give me Sparty here against Purdue on Thursday. All right, hope everything's working out in the chat. I know we've been having some issues here like I said, on YouTube. Maybe these games aren't of interest to you guys. Maybe when we get to the hockey. But if anybody want to type in something, let me know if it's working right now, because I'm wondering if it is. Like I said, I've seen several shows today where the chat actually was not functioning properly. Okay, I'm going to go to the OVC here in this one with Tennessee State. And now I will say this, if the chat's not working, it's going to make the show a little faster. I love having you guys here. I wish we had dozens of people in the chat, obviously. Tennessee State taking on Southeast Missouri State here. Action for Thursday in the OBC. Now, the OBC probably has the best conference tournament, conference race going here at the end of the season right now. Missouri State, Southeast Missouri State. I think I might have said Missouri State before. It's Southeast Missouri State, of course. They are 13-5, tied for second place with Tennessee State. Morehead State leads. They're 14-5. They take on Little Rock tonight. Little Rock is 8-10 coming in, so they should win. And then the winner of this game, has to win kind of to keep pace. There's only 2 games left here in the season, so if Morehead wins, only one of these 2 teams is going to have a chance to finish possibly tied for the conference title. This is Morehead's final game of the season, so if they win, they're 15-5, and the winner of this game will have to win their last game to also finish 15-5. So I just think it's a pretty good game here, trying to decide the conference championship between Tennessee State and Southeast Missouri. Southeast Missouri comes in with 3 consecutive victories, wins over Lindenwood, Martin, and Little Rock, covered them all. They were dogs in 2 of those games. Southeast Missouri State 7-3 against the spread in their last 10. Tennessee State's 9-6 against the spread on the road, 6-3 against the spread as an underdog. Southeast Missouri State's gone under in 7 of its last 10 games. I think this is going to be a little bit knockdown, drag out. Is the way I'm feeling about this one. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these 2 teams have gone under, although 4 of the last 5 here at Southeast Missouri State have gone over, but still, for me, I'd prefer to take the under in this one. That's what I'm going to do. Give me the under here with Tennessee State and Southeast Missouri State here in this one. These 2 teams met in December. It was 91-82. Southeast Missouri State won and covered. In fact, they've won the last 3 meetings, although they did not cover at home last year in this spot, laying 4.5. The total was 149 on that night, but it was 89-87 and a pretty high-scoring game there again, but I'm taking the under in this one between Tennessee State and Southeast Missouri State. All right, I'm not hearing from you guys in the chat, so I'm going to keep moving on. I have a feeling that maybe YouTube's still having some of those issues. I've got a couple dozen of you in here. So like I said, if you can, try to type in something so I can just see if the chat's working, but I have a feeling it's not right now. All right, you see, or at least maybe it's not coming up for me. It might be working on YouTube, and then I just am not seeing it. Let me see if I can. I want to see your comments, even if I can't show them on screen. I'm just wondering maybe if maybe the comments are coming through and I'm not getting them in StreamYard. Okay, there. Okay, you guys, there is one. And of course, it's going to be Lazy Bones. Fulani, as I like to call him, is in here looking for a dating service. I might have to put him in timeout after one comment here. That's okay. I'll take it just because I know it's working now. Okay, bear with me. I'm just looking at the chat here to see if the other comments are okay. Yeah, see, I knew it. Okay, I see your comments in there, Mr. Weskers, Jermaine as well. Thank you guys. And in fact, on the chat in there, like so only Jermaine and Mr. Weskers were showing up there. I don't even see Shaq in there, for example. Thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. Lazy. So. Okay, I'm going to keep the video on over here and then see, like the last thing I saw from, yeah, okay. I'll just keep going. Thanks, you guys, for at least being here right now. Okay, there's Shaq in there. Shaq's a CSUN guy. He's a Matador in there. And so it must be working a little bit here, but it's interesting. So I can see Shaq here on my StreamYard, but I don't see Shaq over here on my YouTube. So I know there are some technical issues going on right now. All right, we'll get through it. Irvine and Northridge here. Look, Shaq knows the importance of this game right now here. uh, right now in conference play. We take a look here at the conference standings. It's going to be interesting here down the stretch in the Big West. Northridge is 11-5 right now. Irvine is 11-5. Hawaii is 11-5 as well. Now, there's Andrew K. He's going to the Purple Hippo with me tonight. So, two of these three teams are tied atop the conference standings at 11-5. Now, these teams have 4 games left to play in the regular season, so there's still a few things to be determined here. Still, Irvine on the road here, taking on Northridge. Here, virtually a pick 'em right now. Northridge favored by a point or so. They come in here with a record of 18-10. Irvine comes in here with a record of 18-10 right now, but it's Northridge that's hot here. Northridge cruising along here with a winning streak. Just beat Long Beach last time out. They did not cover in that one, but they also beat Santa Barbara. They beat Hawaii. They beat Riverside. They beat Cal Poly. They're 8-3 against the spread at home. 12-1 straight up at home this season for Irvine. Here they are 8-5 against the spread on the road. So they've done a pretty nice job. But Northridge at home, I just got to take him here with Shaq right now. I mean, I'm just going to have to take him because of Shaq here. Maybe I'm just playing favorites with Shaq right now, but I think I want to take the Matadors here in this one. They're on a 7-game winning streak, covered 5 of their last 7. Irvine, meanwhile, just 2-4 ATS in their last 6. They have won 14 of their last 20 games here right now. 13 of the last 19 games for Northridge have gone over. Irvine's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games. Irvine's mostly an under team this season, 9-17 to the under. Yeah, I'd say that's mostly under. And Northridge is 16-10 to the over, including 8-3 to the over as a favorite. Although I will note that Irvine, like I said, 9-17 to the under, but 3-10 to the under at home. Mostly a big time under at home. On the road, kind of 50-50. In fact, they're 3-2 to the over as an underdog. So I kind of would think that maybe we're going to see some points here, but give me Northridge in this one on Thursday night. And that's it for college basketball, actually. It wasn't a lot of participation anyways, so I think everybody's ready for tournament time here, at least conference tournament time, which we get underway here next week. One team, I believe, kicks it off on Monday, and Tuesday we got another couple of conferences joining in. By Wednesday and Thursday, we're going crazy with a little bit of, I think it's March Madness when those tournaments start even, but all right, that's going to do it for the hockey here. For the college basketball. Let me go into the hockey here tonight. We got a big card. We're going to look at every single game because I got to have a better day than yesterday. That's for sure. I definitely had a rough one here on the show in the NHL. So let me get back on it tonight. But first, maybe I should do my job. You can go over to Tony'sPicks.com and get our premium picks. Absolutely, our best picks every day are at Tony's Picks. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off all premium pick packages. Let me bring up the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot here as we go into the action on Thursday. And let's see what we got here. David Racy was up there, tops on the board, 7-2. Ron Crawford, 6-2. Hey, if the NHL's back on, then Stephen Duncan is back on track here, 4-1 in his plays on Wednesday. Ron Hahn, 2-0. Nick Lagaretos, 4-2. Joey Tron, 1-0. VIP account went 1-0. Mills Young, 2-1. Tom Reghard, the newest capper on the site, 6-5. Heavy volume there from Tom. I went 4-3 yesterday, and Tony T went 2-1. Click on the handicapper of your choice. go over their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. You see some of my records up here. Pretty good, I'd say. Could be better, but so far in 2026, I'm hitting right there 60% in tennis. Never pick anything over $1.40, so you always get the closest plays, my strongest plays. I'm so far 67% in the NBA. One soccer play there. I won my soccer premium play today with Monaco and PSG to go over there. Let's take a look at some of the plays yesterday. I went 4-3. Had the under and the Kraken and the Stars there. I had South Dakota over Omaha and Monaco PSG game, and also Selek Mateva over Rakimova in tennis. And I'm gonna be coming at it with some tennis action here, premium style. On Thursday, we're on a pretty good roll here. We'll say there is one match here coming up, I believe, in about 1 hour from now. They're going to get it going here in Dubai. And I'm going to take Daniil Medvedev over Jensen Brooksby. Man, he's laying 4.5. He's laying 4.5 games. And maybe I spoke too soon. You know what? I'm going to take it down to 4 games and lay the juice here with Daniil Medvedev. Probably shouldn't have spouted off there too much. I didn't know it was 4.5. I thought it would be 4 games, but he's up to 425 on the money line. So I'll go ahead though and lay a little chalk here for a little tennis special here coming up here, top of the hour from Dubai, and I'm going to take Daniil Medvedev. What is he? -4 games, minus $1.45. Well, I'm going to have to do it. Take him -4 games here over Jensen Brooksby for my free tennis play here on the show. All right. Going to go to the hockey here. Anyways, use the promo code Tony T at checkout. Save 15% off those premium big packages. Like I said, got the hot cappers. Here, let me look at it real quick at the some of the long-term winners here. Nick Lagaretos over the last week, he's been the hottest, up almost 9 units. I'm up there, 7 1/3 units. David Racy up over 7 units. Vegas Al, his show precedes ours. He was previewing the basketball there tonight. He's up over 5 units this week. Stephen Duncan, you see him back on pace here. Hollywood Sam, Ron Hahn, Tony T in the green. DeAndre is up there as well. Last 30 days, Nick Lagaretos up 25 units. Stephen Duncan up over 20 units. Joey Tron up 8 2/3 units. I'm up there nearly 8 units. Alessandro Rodriguez up 7.5 units here at Tony's Picks. All right, you can click on the upcoming tab. It lists all of our handicappers plays in chronological order, or you can pick them up by the tab there and check out all of our plays over at Tony's Picks. All right. Yeah, Andrew, I think we're clicking pretty good here over at Tony's. So proud to be with these guys. Let's get into the hockey, though, where I've got to do a little better, although I did win my premium play here on the site yesterday. In the NHL, with the total in the Seattle-Dallas game, I had under 5.5. Okay, here we go. Got a bunch of games to look at here, a 12-pack. Devils and Penguins NHL action here for Thursday with Devils on the road here. They're going to be a bit of an underdog to the Penguins in this one. Devils on a bit of a losing streak. They lost their first game out of the break, 2-1 to Buffalo, and they were losing before that as well. Pittsburgh here, this is their first game back out of the Olympic break here, so we'll see. New Jersey needs a win desperately right now, but Pittsburgh has done pretty well against New Jersey here. They beat them back in January 4-1, although New Jersey won back in November by the score of 2-1 at home. Let's see what you have here in this one for Thursday with. Let me get rid of that. Let me get rid of the handicapper leaderboards there. There we go. All right. All right, there we go. All right, for Pittsburgh here, like I said, they feel like they've been a little bit better here than New Jersey of late. Wonder if New Jersey is going to continue that slump here in the second half. New Jersey's lost 6 of its last 7 coming in, but they have beaten Pittsburgh in 10 of the last 14 meetings. Pittsburgh's won 7 of 9 back into the before the Olympic break coming in, so this is their first game back. Pittsburgh's gone over in 4 of their last 5. They've also gone over in 4 of their last 6 at home. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under. New Jersey has gone under in 5 straight games right now coming in, but Pittsburgh is 16-11 to the over at home. Give me the Penguins in this one to win their first game back over New Jersey right now. I'm going to take Pittsburgh here in this one. Next up, the Islanders are at the Canadiens NHL action here for a Thursday with Montreal coming in 32-17-8. The Islanders are 32-21-5. Montreal comes in here with their first game out of the break. They did not play on Wednesday for the Islanders. They also were off, so both teams are on their first game back. The two teams have not yet met, actually, this season, so these two are going to be seeing a lot of each other here down the stretch in the Eastern Conference. Montreal comes in 16-11 at home, but the Islanders are 16-11 on the road, and the Islanders are one of the best underdogs in the league at 23-15. Islanders are 11-19 at home. 11-19 to the under on the road, and 16-22 to the under as an underdog here. So I think this one probably goes under. Islanders have gone under in 5 straight on the road. Montreal has gone over in 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two teams overall. Montreal, they were red hot, remember, closing out the first half of the season. I think they'll be able to take care of the Islanders here, although, like I said, Islanders also won a couple of games into the Olympic break. So I'm going to go with the under here in this one with the Islanders and Montreal. I'm going to go under 6 goals. Next up, Toronto Maple Leafs are on the road here, taking on Florida Panthers. And Panthers here favored $1.60, total 6 over 20. Florida comes in here off of a 6-1 loss, but this is their first game out of the Olympic break. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay beat Toronto yesterday 4-2. I was on Toronto. I was playing that, series history between the two where Toronto had kind of dominated them, but Tampa Bay really took it to them there in that one. For Toronto here, they're just 11-13 on the road. They really have struggled here for the most part in some of these road tilts. And like I said, they were hot going into the break with consecutive road wins against Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton here, but we'll see after losing that first game there last night. For Toronto, they come in having lost 7 of their last 10 overall, but they are 4-2 in their last 6 games on the road. Florida, meanwhile, had lost 4 of 5 coming in and just 1-5. Lost 4 of 5 at home coming in and lost 5 of their last 6 overall. Florida's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games. Toronto and Florida have gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings here at Florida, and also 4 of the last 6 meetings in general between these two teams have gone under. So we'll see here. Toronto played yesterday, didn't look that good. Florida, meanwhile, 24-16 to the over as a favorite. I'm going over in this one with Toronto and Florida here on Thursday. All right, apologies if you're trying to chat with me. It doesn't, maybe no one wants to talk to me anymore, but like I said, some technical difficulties on YouTube today, and it seems unlikely that someone wouldn't say. I know we're getting a few messages in there. I think it is might be device specific. Not quite sure, but I'll just keep it moving here. We'll get a quick show in. Red Wings and Senators here in this one. Maybe I'm just not as popular as I used to be. Detroit, that's probably true. Detroit here on the road, taking on Ottawa. Ottawa $1.45. The total here, it looks like right around 6 flat. Detroit has been struggling here coming into the break. This is their first game out of the Olympic break, but they were struggling, man. They had several losses uh, coming into the break. Actually, Detroit had lost 4 of their last 5 coming in. They've also lost 13 of the last 18 meetings to Ottawa overall. Ottawa's won 5 of their last 6 and also won 4 of their last 6 at home. Ottawa has not played yet out of the Olympic break. Detroit's gone under in 5 of their last 7 on the road and 4 of their last 5 overall. 8 of the last 10 team meetings, though, between these two teams have gone over. They played twice back in January. Detroit won them both, including 4-3 at home and 5-3 at Ottawa. Detroit's 15-9 on the road this season. They're also 17-14 as an underdog, but Ottawa is 14-10 at home. Ottawa's 22-18 to the over as a favorite. Detroit's 17-14 to the over as a dog. I got to take Ottawa in this one, minus $1.45 or so. I'm going to take the favorite here. Take Ottawa over Detroit. Next up, we got the Blue Jackets taking on the Bruins. NHL action here for a Thursday with a near pick'em game here. Bruins might be a slight favorite. Total coming in here is looks like 6.5 here. Let me see. Yeah, it's juiced to the under. Let me at least put under minus $1.15, I feel like, here in this one. It's the Blue Jackets that are playing the better hockey coming in here right now. Columbus, first game out of the Olympic break, but they were on a roll heading into the Olympic break. Of course, a nice touch there at the Olympics with the celebration there, if you will, or the memorial for Johnny Hockey. Nice touch there. And they're on the road here, though, Columbus, in this one against Boston. Columbus has won 7 straight, including 5 straight on the road. They're just 3-9 in the last 12 games with Boston. You know, I'm complaining about Boston and their losing ways right now, having lost a couple of games into the break, but they've actually won 9 straight games at home here. They've also won 10 of their last 14 overall. Boston's gone over in 8 of their last 9 games coming into this one, although 14 of the last 20 meetings between the two teams have gone under. Columbus is a dreadful underdog at 11-22, and I'm still showing Boston here favored almost everywhere. Some local books in Vegas do have it a pick 'em here in this one. Boston 21-8 at home, 12-6 as a favorite here. See what you guys have in this one with Boston and Columbus. And I say that in the chat. I mean, nobody's got anything here because I don't think we're working. So I better just take my pick in this one. I'm actually going to go with Columbus here to break that home winning streak of Boston. I might be getting a little too cute on some of these games here out of the gate, especially after yesterday, but I'm going to try Columbus here at Boston on Thursday night. Next up, Tampa Bay taking on Carolina here. Carolina about $1.50 total. I think it might be a little higher than this. Let's see. Yeah, 6 is juice to the over here. I'll put minus $1.15 or so. Might even be minus $1.20 at a few spots here with my man Jonas Johansson. Expected maybe here in goal for the Lightning, and Brandon Bussey for the Hurricanes coming in. Carolina 36, 15, and 6 still riding high, but Tampa Bay have been awesome here. They're on a long winning streak coming into this one, and they've been beating, pretty good teams actually during this stretch. They didn't probably want the break to come. For Tampa Bay here, they come in with consecutive wins here right now over Toronto, Florida, Buffalo in there, Boston, good teams, and Winnipeg. They've won 6 straight. They've also won 4 of the last 5 meetings with Carolina. Tampa's gone 9-2 straight up on their last 11 games on the road, but they're up against a hot Carolina team here that has won 8 of their last 9 games at home, and Carolina's won 5 of their last 6 overall. They also, now Tampa Bay did, like I said, Tampa Bay played yesterday and beat Toronto, but meanwhile, Carolina here is in their first game off of the break. 7 of the last 9 meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing here in Carolina. Carolina's gone under in 6 of the last 8 meetings overall with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Carolina's 21-8 at home this season, but Tampa Bay is the best road team in the league, 19-5 on the road here. This is a big price, but I'm going to take Carolina in this one to stop Tampa Bay, at least for one night. Does feel like you're laying a bit of a hefty price here, but I've got Carolina to win this one. All right. Apologies there if you guys are commenting in the chat. I do believe we're having some technical difficulties. Flyers and the Rangers here. Action for Thursday night with Flyers. Bit of an even proposition here. I think the Rangers are a slight favorite anyway, 125. Total here is 6 under 20. Also see some 5.5s over. Rangers here were struggling, 4 straight losses into the Olympic breaks. We'll see if they can't get off the snide. Philadelphia, meanwhile, did lose to Washington last night in their first game back. Philadelphia just 13-26 as an underdog this season, but the Rangers are 6-15 at home, and they haven't been very good of late either. For the Rangers here right now, they're mediocre at best, 11-12 as a favorite. You don't want that; that's no good. But they have had I don't want to say any success. I mean, I thought they played well in a couple of those games that they lost out of the going into the break, but Rangers here have lost 7 of their last 8 overall, and also lost 6 of their last 7 at home. The Rangers have won 10 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams overall. Philadelphia comes in having lost 6 of their last 7. I mean, I was saying maybe we could cook some of these guys to the curb, and Philadelphia is going to be cooking these two teams to the curb here soon. This one's not going to make the show here next time if Philadelphia doesn't pick it up. All right, give me the under here in this one between Philadelphia and the Rangers. I don't see enough scoring in this one. If Igor is going to be in there against Sammy Urson, I'll take the under in this one with Philadelphia and the Rangers. Oh, we got some comments. Here we go. And Andrew K there. He said, and Richie Rich is in the chat as well. Thank you, Richie. Okay, must be working. Maybe just nobody was willing to comment with me. Thank you, Andrew K. and Richie Rich in the chat. It's working, maybe. Nobody has any picks, that's all. Okay, Kraken on the road, taking on the Blues here in this one for Seattle. Coming in here 27-21-9. St. Louis 20-28-9. St. Louis coming in here on a 3-game losing streak. First game out of the Olympic break for the Blues. Our favorite here against Seattle. Seattle lost to Dallas yesterday, 4-1. Dallas took him 1-0 lead in that game, then led 3-0 after 2 periods. So Seattle was a little bit slow here out of the break. They're still a decent road team, 3-2 against the spread on the road. And don't forget, the Blues are the worst home team. I'm sorry, the worst favorite in the league. Imagine being 3 wins and 13 losses as a favorite. That's the St. Louis Blues. Give me the Kraken in this one at a little bit of plus money. I got to take the Kraken here in this matchup. Maybe I could at least talk about the game a little bit here, but that's the handicap. Blues here have lost 8 of their last 9 coming in. Seattle's actually won 5 of their last 7, despite going 2-5 in their last 7 on the road. They're also just 2-5 in their last 7 against the Blues. Blues have gone over in 6 straight and 4 of their last 5 at home. 7 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Blues are 11-5 to the over as a favorite, but the Kraken are 22-29 to the under as a dog. So I'll just take the Kraken in this one. Andrew K's on the Blues. He might be, and maybe he's on the over. All right, we got some plays here finally from the gang. It's making the show go faster, that's for sure. Blackhawks and Predators here. Yeah, we're still talking here a little bit with these two. I think you got Nashville here still fighting here at this point. They're not quite in the playoff picture, but we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt here with Justice Annunen in goal, taking on Spencer Knight and the Blackhawks. Predators, $1.65 here in this one. The total might be 6 shaded to the over here right now for Nashville. Nashville comes in here first game out of the Olympic break. They did lose 2 in a row coming into the break. Same thing for Chicago. First game out of the break. They've been struggling, but they did win a game against San Jose, but still it's been pretty much a disaster. They've, we know they started the season with a little bit of a rush, but really it hasn't been much for the Blackhawks. They're going to end up with one of the worst records in the league when it's all said and done. Chicago's lost 6 of their last 7 and also 9 of their last 13 on the road. Nashville's actually won 13 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams overall. I actually want to give Chicago a chance here, but Chicago's lost 9 of their last 13 on the road. They've gone over in 4 of their last 6. Nashville's gone over in 9 of their last 12, and Nashville's gone over in 5 straight games at home. They're 18-12 to the over at home. Chicago does trend under, but I will note that on the road, 13 overs, 13 unders. At home, they're 12 overs and 19 unders. So I'm going to go here over in this one with Chicago and Nashville. All right, Andrew's on Nashville. Thank you, Andrew, being my chat pro here tonight. Okay, the Wild are at the Avalanche here. NHL action for Thursday night. The Wild on the road, an underdog here at the Avalanche. Colorado's had this incredible season, 37-9-9. And not only that, they are coming off of a win last night, 4-2 at Utah. They got the job done there. One of the teams to play last night, Minnesota, did not play last night, but they were hot coming into the break with 5 straight wins. They've gone just 3-7 in the last 10 games overall against the Avalanche. Colorado's 7-2 straight up in their last 9 games at home against the Avalanche. Minnesota's gone over in 5 straight on the road and 12 of their last 13 games overall. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone under, but man, these Colorado games have a feeling we're going to see some goals, but it is 6.5, maybe slightly juiced to the under here. In fact, I'm seeing some 6 overs. It's got to be heavily juiced. In fact, I think it's more 6 over 20 than 6.5 right here. Let me update that line. Minnesota with consecutive wins over Chicago, Calgary, Edmonton, Montreal, and Nashville before the break came. Minnesota is 17-8 on the road. They're also 14-9 as an underdog. We know Colorado's been awesome, 21-3 at home. I'm going to take Minnesota here. Give me a shot at an upset on Thursday night. I'm going to take the Wild at plus money. Wild have already won 1 meeting this season, although both of the previous games were at Minnesota. Avalanche actually won 5-1, but they're on the back-to-back here. So I'll try Minnesota here. And Andrew K is on the over. A couple more, and I guess we're out of here. Kind of a quick show with the chat here. Flames and Sharks. Oh, boy. Well, we got to keep talking about the Sharks. I mean, they're not done here. Actually, the Flames, believe it or not, the Flames aren't done either, but they're more done uh, here. Uh, pretty much clear. But San Jose, they're 6 points ahead of Calgary at this point. These guys are getting close to the end. Sharks were struggling into the break, no doubt about it. Look, Celebrini was incredible at the Olympics. He's had an incredible season, but I don't think he can quite rescue the Sharks here. They're going to be on the outside looking in. Still, Sharks are still one of the best teams money-wise here. Remember, they're up over 12.5 units so far this season. For Calgary here, they're 8-17 on the road. San Jose's 14-9 at home. I got to take San Jose here over Calgary in this one. I'm not going to put too much into it. Might be one of the last times we start to cover these guys a little bit. Just caution that Calgary has won 8 of the last 9 meetings between the two teams, including 6 of the last 7
Major
here. But
move.
I think the Sharks looking to make a point
Major
that they've
move.
at least been a little bit better this season than Calgary here.
Move. Major line move.
All right. Yeah, Rich talking about Nate McKinnon didn't play in that game there. Let's see here. And Andrew K might be on the Sharks. One more game, then we're out of here for tonight. Oilers and the Kings in this one. You got the Kings favored, maybe favored. It could be a pick 'em here. Yeah, I'd say it's a pick 'em across the board pretty much right now. And the total, 6.5 under 25, maybe 6 over 25 here. Kings come in here 23, 19, and 14. Of course, they love overtime. Edmonton 28, 22, and 8. Edmonton with that loss yesterday. Look, I don't want to draw back into the end of the first half of the season, but Edmonton was struggling and giving up goals and just hasn't been good. LA, meanwhile, lost to BGK last night 6-4. In another high-scoring battle in that one, as the goals just kept coming. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Edmonton's gone over in 6 of their last 8 games. I'm going over here in this one with Edmonton and LA. The last meeting was 4-3 in January. Kings won at Edmonton. So I'm going to go over here. Edmonton, not a very good underdog, but at least this one's a pick 'em. Kings are just 8-12 at home right now. So give me the over in this one with Edmonton and LA. I want to thank everyone in the chat. Hopefully it was working for enough. And Andrew K. Yeah, Andrew, we're here every night at 3 a.m. Eastern, midnight Pacific time with Night Moves 7 days a week. So thanks for being a member of the chat pros here tonight. I needed some
major line move.
Some help from the crew, so that's going to do it. All right, really appreciate everybody back here tomorrow with more Night Moves. Make sure you head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 15% off those premium pick packages. Click on the All Cappers tab. Find the handicapper of your choice. Click on their handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up over at Tony's Picks. All right, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you join Tony T with the morning show here at 9:30 Eastern, 6:30 Pacific. Tony and his panel will get you started on your sports betting day. I'm going to have moves here in tennis, college basketball, pro basketball, NHL hockey, and maybe even a little college baseball and tennis tomorrow as we try to at least keep a little bit of a roll going here. So make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Thanks to everyone in the chat. And for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut, I'm Ramon Scott. Good night from now.